welcome to the weekend. Before we get too far into this, let's roll the new intro that LaBre's been working on and see how that looks. I hope you guys like that. I think it looks pretty cool. In full disclosure, just to be honest, that intro has not been made yet, but I have a feeling that if I take a second and say in this video that, hey, look at this new intro that we made, that it will inspire Bree to finish said intro. She's behind the camera now looking at me. But I'm hoping that by doing that, it's going to help her. Anyways, this is one of those videos that just kills me. I feel like we can do anything until we try to film it or try to make a video out of what we want to do during the weekend, and then as soon as we're talking about making videos and we come up with a plan in our mind, everything goes different. As you can see, probably the bike is behind me, the GoPro is right here. The goal for this morning, well, we need to go even further back. We had talked in our last video about explore your backyard. That was our goal for this year. However, in the last video when we got home, Bree came back all nasally. Actually, hold on. Bree, you gotta come talk for the camera so they can hear how nasally you are.
I don't know that it'll come through very well because, I don't know, but if you can see my face really, it's not fun. This eye is swollen and my nose is chapped and I don't feel too great. So...
Yes, so our plan this week was to go to Panther Creek State Park, which is on Cherokee Lake near Morristown, Tennessee. And look around out there. There's some pretty cool views of the lake that we saw. But then we wanted to go to downtown Morristown, check that out because we've never been. And honestly, the city looks pretty awesome. Hopefully you'll see it in the video to come soon. And go to a restaurant that's been in that town since 1939 that we've also never been to. So we had this whole plan, and then it said it was going to rain. And at the same time, Bree gets all congested and not feeling well. So we kind of throw those plans out of the window, and I'm like, well, I can't stand to just sit around the house again for another weekend and not get outside. So, as I was saying, bicycle, GoPro, a video plan was created, and still everything did not want to go right. So now we're here. I went outside to take some trash out, was like, oh man, I'm going to have to take the trash off. Had so much trash, couldn't fit bicycle and trash in the same vehicle, so I planned to come back. On the way back, it starts raining. So now, we're going to eat lunch, do some things with the family, and then hopefully, before the end of this video, we are going to make it to the park on the bicycle. Sadly, it seems like I'll be going by myself because LaBre doesn't feel well, but that's not something we normally like to do. However, I just really want to get outside and get some sort of adventure in our life. Plus, we are doing a 29-day thing for the... That's the oven. Like I said, every time you want to make a video. Anyways, that was probably better because that one clip in the same area was being way too much. So as I was saying, hopefully we go on the bike ride. This month is February. It's a leap year, so that means there's 29 days. We're doing a 29-day challenge with our church where you do 29 minutes reading the scripture, 29 minutes of prayer, and 29 minutes or 29 days of something else. And I think for us that's going to be more of some sort of activity, some sort of exercise, some sort of healthy thing to kind of maybe not start the year off right, but continue the year right. So we'll see how it goes. And maybe you guys will want to do the same 29-day challenge. Our stroller is this jogger stroller right here. It's awesome. We love it. It folds down small enough to work in the van great. It does all kinds of stuff awesome. The only downside is that these tires are not the hard plastic tires you get on a smaller stroller, which we wanted because of the stuff we like to do, going outside and things like that. You kind of want these bigger tires like this. But where we leave it outside in the van and the temperature's constantly changing, especially in East Tennessee, that means you've got to get the pump out and spend time pumping up the tires to your stroller every once in a while. This really is only the second time since buying it that we've had to do this, but we've also been running them kind of low for the last little bit without fixing them. So it's not a big deal, but just one of those minor inconvenience things that we didn't really think about when we picked out this style of stroller. They weren't too bad. Everything was about 10 pounds too low, but that does make a difference whenever you're trying to push the stroller around with Oliver in it plus the car seat that goes on top. But now everything's rolling nice and smooth, turning well, and we're ready to go to everybody's favorite store.
I think the bigger one.
Well, because I was thinking 2 of these. I should have spoke first. I was thinking 2 of these or 1 big one.
Probably 2 little ones then.
Because it should be deep enough.
Yeah.
And that way we can kind of split things out.
Mm-hmm.
And right on the lid.
Yeah.
And they're only 88 cents a piece.
Yeah.
Unless you want the one with the snaps.
I don't think that's necessary. Did you want to input? Did you want to input? Huh?
Finally escaped to Walmart. I don't know about you, but it feels like every time I go there, I end up spending more time than I planned on. But anyways, I just wanted to show you guys real quick what we got and kind of tell you the reason behind it. So as you know, we are going to be traveling more this year, and we already do a fair bit of traveling as it is. And there's certain things you kind of just want to have with you all the time, as well as there's stuff that you just want to have in the car for like daily things. So in this van, we've got stow and go seats, and there's always going to be one that doesn't get stowed because that's where Oliver's car seat is, and we shouldn't ever need that space, or really, we're not going to be going too many places without him, where we'll be folding the seats down. And if we need to fold the seats down, we can take these out. So we picked up 2 of these storage containers to kind of put things in and be able to put them under the seat, as well as some Velcro that we can slap on the bottom of these, slap in the floor, and that way they're not sliding around all the time in the car. Sadly, Walmart is just not what it used to be, and they didn't really have everything that we wanted to get. So we ended up with like a cheap tire pressure gauge, just because this van doesn't have a TPS system yet. We're looking at some on Amazon, but we've just not wanted to bounce on any yet. But need this, especially this time of year when your tires are getting low. The giant mega family variety pack of Band-Aids, so that way we've got everything we need. A Tide to Go pen, and then I did buy a pack of my favorite pens and figured I should go ahead and put some in this. These Tide to Go pens, like with having kids, like I've used them in the past, but now it's taken on a whole new meaning. We're also going to throw this backpack in there. It's this little tiny backpack that folds into this bag. All, like, you just stuff it down in here and it folds into this bag. So that way if we ever just end up somewhere and we want to have a spare backpack, because Ollie's backpack's always full, we've got a backpack, straps. It's comfortable enough, and it packs down so small that it'll be great for this little setup. One other thing that you may have saw that we grabbed at Walmart was this 2.5 gallon water jug with a spigot, big top on it. So our hope with this was that it would eliminate us having to take 1,000 different water bottles when we go on a trip. Right now we've got a ton of usable water bottles, but every time we're about to go somewhere for like a full day, we're just filling up water bottle after water bottle. We were hoping that we could buy this, put some ice in it, put some water in it, and then put it down here in our trusty cooler. This is our big Engel cooler. I love this cooler. We took measurements of it, and then we didn't look at them at all once we got to the store. And our hope was that this would fit in here, which, as you can see, it gets so close. But where this is insulated, it comes in about that much on both sides, and this is just not going to work. So we need one that's maybe a little bit taller or just less water capacity that we can use. But if you've got a bigger cooler, this thing would be great, because you just fill it up with water. You can spigot it whenever you need to refill your Yeti or your Nalgene bottle. It should be perfect. That was our plan. It's not going to work, and we don't really want to carry a cooler too much bigger than this one, because we actually normally carry 2 coolers, this one and a smaller Columbia one for our food and stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and start slapping all this stuff together. putting it down on the floor, and I'll show you guys the finished product, and then we'll get on with the rest of the day. There's the finished product. Both the boxes are in there. Sadly, that Velcro was junk, so they're going to move around a little bit until we find a better solution for how to stick them in there. But I don't think it'll be that bad. We're going to church in the morning, so maybe we'll figure out how it sounds on that drive. I'm a little annoyed about the Velcro, but it's whatever. I don't feel like spending a lot of time on it right now because I'm going to clean up that little bit of mess, and then I think it's finally time to head to the park, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, we used to have like a just-in-case thing in there, and we're going to actually end up replacing it with these various boxes as we get more stuff. So right now the other Stow and Go is going to have that just-in-case in it, but I'm hoping to get like a good packable blanket, maybe some emergency blankets, some small rain jackets, and just stuff that we'll leave in the car all the time and not have to worry about, do we have this, do we have that? We know that it's always in there for any trip that we may go on. Alright, we made it to the park. I'm on the bike. Sadly, I was right, and Bree just didn't feel like coming from where she didn't feel good. So I just went ahead and left her at home. Also, as soon as I got here, I found like this KVD multi-tool. I just looked over, it was sitting right over there on the side of the bank. I doubt anybody lost it because it's been so cold. I don't think anybody's been out here like really fishing recently. But I went ahead and just grabbed it and threw it in the truck. If I see anybody that looks like they're out here looking for it as I'm riding around, I'll swing back over and give it to them, but I doubt that they've lost it with the rust that was on it. But it's a pretty cool thing to find. I filmed a clip of it you're probably seeing right now. For some reason, this GoPro will not work when with the audio thing. So we're just going to go with this and take the microphone off and leave it in the truck, and just kind of not fool with that anymore. But let's go ahead and get on this ride. I'm pretty excited about it. Let's see what happens. I'm not sure if you could see that on camera, but that's pretty embarrassing. I really have not ridden this bike in a very, very long time. So, I was hoping it wouldn't be that cold. It's only in the 40s, but riding the bike, being this close to the lake, gets pretty cold. So I went ahead and threw on the toboggan, throw on another jacket, and I'm worried I may have to throw on gloves. So I really haven't made it very far at all yet. Yeah, it was 5 minutes, and I was already like, I need to stop, fix some things. But hopefully this will work and I don't get too hot. So, not sure how good the sound is, but it's not too bad. I'm getting a little congested from being cold, but it's been like 2 years since being on the bike. It just feels nice to be riding again, just to be outside. Hopefully, maybe as it gets warmer, we can do this more, and as Oliver gets bigger, we can put him in the tow behind. That might be pretty cool. Alright, I think we're done. Hopefully the road noise right here isn't too bad, because the road's like right behind us. I think I'm going to get all this done, see how far we went, and then I'll talk to you guys in a second.
That was a lot of fun. I'm a little cold in the face still. I did take my sweatshirt off, so I came out here, I think, a little under prepared and then a little over prepared because I had on that sweatshirt, you know, and no gloves or toboggan or anything. And then, as you saw, I put all my Patagonia jacket on and my toboggan. Well, I got all the way to the other end that I was riding to, and my hands were just like ice. So I put on these pair of gloves that I had, but they're like huge winter work glove type things. So coming back, like, I'm just hot. I'm hot and cold at the same time. Like, my ears are still frozen even though I had that toboggan on over them. But, like, my midsection's pretty warm. I was sweating pretty good, so then it just felt uncomfortable. I was like, I gotta get out of this sweatshirt. Had a whole lot of fun, though. Let me actually pull up my phone here. So it says that I did 4.7 miles in 32 minutes. The 4.7 miles, like, I'm a little surprised that it was that far, to be perfectly honest with you, but I had a good time. It was a lot of fun. This is the Strava app. I've never used it before. But I guess you can, like, save stuff and, you know, pay for it and do other things. I'm not a real... It's asking me all kinds of questions. We're not, like, a real big biking family. We've done a lot of biking and stuff, but we just don't do it a whole lot. And with Oliver, I don't think we're going to do a whole lot, so I'm not paying for that. But it's pretty neat app. It told me how far it thinks that I went, but using GPS, I'm not a whole lot sure. Anyways, as I said, it had been like 2 years since being on the bicycle, because for 9 months, LaBre couldn't ride a bike, and then Oliver's like 5 months old, so that kind of limited things. And then there was 1 year where we just kayaked all the time and didn't even take the bikes out once. So it was great to get back out on the bike, get some miles put on that bike, because I don't like it just sitting there. And hopefully we'll get to do stuff like this more. But right now, I think I'm going to go ahead and head off and see what LaBre and Oliver have gotten into, which is probably not much more than a nap, at least on Oliver's part. So we'll see them in just a minute.
And just like that, back home, I was partly right about some stuff. Oliver was kind of sleeping. Do you think we should let him in on what we did just a second ago? Should we show him?
Sure.
Okay. Here's what we were just doing, and that's why Oliver's waking up. So yeah, that's a new way of doing hair.
You do what you gotta do.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. Even like, that's the first time we've ever even done anything like that.
Normally I have a system of support pillows that help me to where if I need to get this arm and do my hair, I can.
Yeah. I took her pillows because I didn't think it would look as good for this part of the video. But let's see if we can't just balance this right. Yeah. Daddy's arms aren't as strong as he would like them to be. Anyway, I think we turned out to have a pretty good day.
Mm-hmm.
There was definitely things that didn't go as planned. Not being able to find the tripod we wanted, not being able to go to the park when we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Water jugs that just don't fit in your cooler like you really hoped they would to make your life a little bit easier. Now we get to go back to Walmart at some point and take that back. And, of course, GoPros who just will not work with you to do audio. I've got to admit, this is a Hero 5, so it's like 3 generations old, but I am not a fan. We've had issues with it, like trying to make video, and then all of a sudden you turn it on, and instead of capturing something, it just goes black.
Mm-hmm.
We've had issues with this audio, like it's just intermittent on whether or not it'll work. I love the concept. Maybe the new ones are great, but this Hero 5 just kills me. I'm thinking we'll probably have to get rid of it and get something different soon. But yeah, keep on the lookout for that. Anyways, I think we're going to end this video here. And I said I was half right because I said that Oliver had been sleeping, which now he is awake. But Bree actually had been working and editing the video that we filmed the other day. So our last video is what she's been working on. So that's pretty great. That means that's going to be done soon, and then we can get to edit in this video while it's still fresh. Be 2 weeks ahead, which is exactly what we want. And Hopefully, Bree will be feeling better next week. We'll be able to go to a state park, maybe take the parents along with us since Oliver will be there. And it's not supposed to rain, but it is supposed to be cold. Either way, we're going to try to get out there and explore, and we want to see you guys get out there and explore your backyard too. Anyways, hope you have a great day. Subscribe if you like this video, like it, share it, do all those things and help us, grow and get better. And, give us some nice comments so that way we feel like we should be doing this and not, not.
Yeah, not sitting at home and...
At some point, this video is going to get good.
Yeah.
We're going to get good at all the cuts and the B-roll and talking to the camera. But right now, as you can see, it's already been 3 minutes. We've just been rambling. I'm sure a lot of people have tuned out. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. Have a great day. God bless.